Can you buy a house with bad credit? What's going on, guys? My name is Ivan and I'm your trusted mortgage advisor. And today we are going to talk about buying a house with bad credit and what you need and what will be required of you. So you're watching this episode if you want to know how to buy a house with bad credit. So with that being said, let's dive into what is considered bad credit. Per Experian, anything below a 670 FICO score is considered bad credit. Of course, if you want to get the best possible rate, the best possible product, 740 FICO score and above will get you that. And then we take a look at your down payment and other things that come into play when we determine interest rate and all that good stuff. So let's dive in a little bit deeper of what Experian says certain FICO scores are. So anything from a 580 to a 669 is considered a fair credit score. And they also go on to say that a bad credit score is anywhere from 300 to 579. So right now, different financial institutions do have certain overlays. And an overlay is, let's just say the government, FHA, allows you to buy a house with a 580 FICO score, 3.5% down. An overlay is, say, bank of this person says you can still buy a house, FHA, and I know that FHA requires you to have 3.5% down and a FICO score of 580. But because we are lending you this money, we want you to have at least a FICO score of 620. So that is what is considered an overlay in our industry. So to recap, it's FHA requires a minimum of a 580 FICO score, but the bank also has its own minimum requirements on what they need for an FHA borrower. This case, a 620 FICO score. When you have bad credit, cash is your best friend. The more you have to use towards your down payment, the better it is for you. The reason for this is your credit score might only qualify you for a certain amount, but if you put down more down payment, then you're able to qualify for more because it's a less riskier loan. And as I touched on, the lender that you work with might have different requirements, so you need to really pay attention to the specific lender that you're going to be dealing with and find out what are their requirements for you to obtain financing with not so good credit score. And while of course you can obtain a home loan with not so good credit, you need to remember and keep in mind that you are going to have a higher interest rate and a higher payment because you've shown that you haven't been a responsible borrower. But always keep in mind, if you buy a house with not so good credit, there are a couple options. Option number one is you can refinance at a later time, but the more important thing would be to fix your credit before you refinance. So buy a house, because obviously we know interest rates are going up and home prices are going up. So buy that house, work on your credit, pay off some things, do whatever you need to do to get your FICO score where it needs to be. And once that happens, reach out to your lender or find a good local lender in your area and say, hey, I've worked on my credit. My FICO score says it's going up. Can we refinance into a lower rate and a better product so that you're not paying that high interest rate and the higher payment because of your previous FICO score? Now, what are home loan options for buyers with bad credit? Well, you've got your FHA loan that can go down to as low as a 500 FICO score. Now, if you go down to as low as a 500 FICO score, you are going to be required to put a minimum of 10% down payment. Another good option for you, if you are a veteran, somebody who has once served in our military, you can also use your VA benefits. They do have looser credit requirements on VA loans, so you can definitely take advantage of your VA benefits and purchase a home that way. Conventional will require you to have a bit higher of a FICO score at a 620, but it is an option if you can get there or if you're already there. Another option is your USDA loan. So remember, the USDA loan is for certain areas, but the FICO score does go as low as a 640 FICO score. Again, check with your lender to see if they have any overlays, because it is very common right now during COVID and what's going on, depending on when you're listening to this. You might remember COVID, or if you're listening to it now in the present, COVID is something that has caused a lot of lenders to place overlays with these specific products. In my professional opinion, the best product that you can get with bad credit is an FHA loan. It's a bit easier to qualify for. The credit requirements are a bit lower. So that is my personal choice if you are going to obtain financing with not so good credit. Now, here are some tips and tricks and some advice that I've seen and that I've learned and that I've been able to help some of my clients. If you don't want to get financing with bad credit, reach out to your local lender. And again, if you don't have somebody that you trust in your area, please reach out to me and let me connect you with a trusted professional that I have worked with or that I can recommend. If your FICO score is not where you want it to be, but you still want to buy a house, I would strongly recommend going through the entire pre-approval process. Have a lender look at your FICO score and look at your credit report and see what things can be done within the next 30 to 60 to 90 days to really boost your FICO score. If it's something that's going to take a little bit more time, 6 months to a year, you might still think about buying because, like I said, interest rates are going up and home prices are going up. But if it's something that's going to take you 30, 60, 90 days and you have the capital to fix those problems, because usually the majority of the time it comes down to you owing money, lates, getting accounts deleted. So we will look at your credit, we will look at your credit report and determine, hey borrower, you can do X, Y, and Z, and it'll go up to a 640, a 660, but there has to be an action plan that your loan officer gives you so that you know what you need to do. And if they can't help you, they will 100% connect you with a trusted credit specialist that is able to go in a little bit deeper and delete accounts and file disputes for you and get you ready within that 30 to 90 day window that you still want to buy in. Well, guys, I do appreciate you guys listening. So in closing, remember, you don't have to have perfect credit to buy a house. My saying and what I tell my clients is buy real estate and wait. Don't wait to buy real estate. And what I mean by that is if you're planning to have perfect credit and you want to have 20% down and you want to be in a perfect place to buy a house, keep in mind while you're waiting and while you're trying to perfect your credit and make it the best possible credit that it can be, interest rates are going to be going up, home prices are going to go up, and it's just going to get more expensive for you to buy a house. So for example, say you wanted to wait a year or 2 years to do whatever you need to do to your credit because you're not satisfied with it. Real estate might appreciate 3 to 5% during that waiting period for you. So again, buy real estate and wait. Don't wait to buy real estate. Some quick things that you can do is make sure you have all of your credit cards and all of your accounts to below 30% utilization. Make sure you don't have any late payments. Make sure that you pay everything on time, again, with the late payments, and make sure that you get added as an authorized user to somebody that you trust who has a long-lasting credit history with a credit card or some sort of installment or revolving loan that you can be added as an authorized user so that you can get all of that good credit history onto your credit profile. And that is a quick way to boost your FICO score. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Remember, you don't need to have perfect credit to buy a house. If you need help or if you need guidance, I'm more than happy to assist and I'm always here to chat. I'm just a quick text or a DM away. I appreciate you listening and stay tuned for the next episode.